Hello friends, welcome to my virtual photography dojo where I chillax and practice my photography chops at home using the one-of-a-kind satellite software. This is the Fotowerks 101 where I discuss my photography education and things I learned along the way in my photography career. And most of my videos will be unedited, so that's the concept behind my channel. So without much ado, let's go into our studio. So this is my studio I constructed inside the satellite software. And our lesson for today is basic posing. You know, posing is a dirty word to some photographers, but to learned professional photogs, posing is just another tool in your photographic soft skill arsenal. So we will learn the three basic poses: the I pose, the C pose, and the S pose. And we have our virtual model behind the scene. There she is. Her name is Victoria. So I think we can duplicate her since we're in the matrix. So the view you see on the right is the camera view. I set my camera view over here. That's the camera with the color blue cover. And we have Victoria. Victoria number one. She will be executing the I pose. So the I pose is a very imposing pose. It's reminiscent of the Egyptian poses you see of some pharaohs and Egyptian leaders. It's usually very stiff. Right now we see Victoria with the A pose. This is called the A pose. It's the default pose for animation assets. So let's mangle her into the I pose. So for the I pose, we have to turn Victoria at an angle, and we have to bring her feet together first. So we'll go to pose mode. All right, just bring them a little together. Make sure the feet are, planted on the ground. And we have to bring her hand lower. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to look a little stiff. All right, and then once she is faced at an angle, we have to move her feet forward. The feet closest to the camera. Yeah, that's the show feet. So just move it closer to the camera. And to create more curvature, you have to bend the knee inward. Yeah, bend the knee inward. So that way you will have a little more curvature. And because she put her feet forward, I think we have to tilt the hip. We have to tilt the hip, toward the show feet. So this is the show feet. This feet usually faces the camera, and you will have a more effective curvature. And when you tilt the hip, you have to tilt the shoulder the other way. All right. And now let us manipulate her hand. We can just accept it as it is, but it really looks so stiff. You can put the hand maybe behind her butt, like a parade dress. So we'll do that. We'll make this I pose a little more interesting. So let's manipulate her hand behind. Yes, behind her. So yeah, we'll put her in parade dress. So, okay, we'll just check the integrity. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hide the hand. We can do the same for the other hand. Bring the elbow up a bit. Push it backwards. Okay, and give that parade rest look. Yeah, we can refine the hand if you like. Bring it a little forward, like that. All right, we can make the finger spread a little. Let me just refine that. We can make the finger spread a little less spread. We'll reduce the spread of the fingers. So let's go to the body. Let's go to the right hand. And we have here the finger spread. Yep. And for the left hand, we can reduce the finger spread. Yeah, you know, give it a little more natural look. All right, so let me just check. Okay, this hand is a little too set in, so there you go. Hopefully that's a more realistic parade dress. All right, so there you go, the eye pose. All right, it's very imposing. It's very formal. That's the good part. But there's also a negative part, which is it might be a little too stiff. So if you want to come across as powerful for your subject, you may want to start with the eye pose. Now the model's head could, you know, face away from the camera, which is neutral, or look at the camera, you know, full face, you know, you could do that too. And if you want a softer look, she could bend her face toward the far shoulder, and yeah, that works. So that's the eye pose. All right. All right, let's do the other pose, which is the C pose. So we have Victoria number 2, and we duplicated her in the matrix of my studio. All right, and we will position her using my camera's view. Make sure she's squared up, because for the C pose, it's a very simple pose to do. The face of the model or the subject can look squarely at the camera, including the whole body. And now you have to spread the feet apart. So let's do that. Let us spread the feet apart in pose mode. Right. There you go. Make sure she is hitting the ground. And then the model can lean on one hip. It could be the left hip or the right hip. All right, so you have to tilt the hip. And of course, when you lean on one hip, the shoulder compensates the other way. So there you go. And right there, you can already see the letter C forming. All right. Okay, to refine this pose, we can bend the knee inward a bit, maybe. And we can make the head face the other way. And we can put her hand on her hip. Yeah, let me try that. Yeah, maybe. And she can put the hand on the other hip. I'm doing it slowly so it won't look too horrific. Sometimes mangling the virtual models, can look shocking. All right, so let me refine that. The hand should wrap around the upper thigh. So let's attempt to do that. Let's see, maybe we should rotate the body a bit. All right, that works. Okay, now bend the elbow. Yeah, put the hand a little lower. Yeah, this is the tough part, posing the hands. Yeah, always a challenge. And now we have to manipulate the fingers to make it look natural. You have to curl the fingers to look natural. So we can go to the, we can start with the left hand. We'll check out the finger pitch. And then we can do the others individually. Adjust the pitch individually. And the ring finger pitch. And the pinky pitch. There you go. And we can minimize the spread. Yeah, probably like that. Yeah, does that look persuasive? Maybe we should bring the index pitch higher. And then give it a little fold. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is the C pose. As you can see, there's an imaginary letter C from the left foot to the knees and toward the shoulder. Now the model can look away from the camera If she looks high, that's a high C look. All right, she can also look down for a low C look. All right, so there's the C pose. From where she is looking to her farthest elbow, let me accentuate that. Her farthest elbow, yeah, to her hips, and then to her left foot. Yeah, that's the C pose. Now the S pose is very similar to the C pose. So let me just duplicate Victoria number 2. Let me just check her integrity. I mean posing integrity. Right, the thumb is merging into her body. Yeah, we can fix that. So that's her left hand. Okay, for the left hand, we have to adjust the thumb. Yeah, the thumb pitch. There you go, maybe. Yeah, it can only go so much. So there, hopefully, I do justice. So there you go, the C pose. It's a very simple pose to do. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Yeah, I think the foot should be a little more forward. Yeah, let me try that. Yeah, the show feet should always be forward. Yeah, make sure you do a 360 inspection. Make sure she's not falling over or tipping over. That's why I created this red pole. Okay, let's get out of post mode and grab the pole. Yeah, the pole will help me see how she stands. You know, it's like just to check the integrity. Of course, it might look macabre with that shish kebab look. But this is just to check the integrity, her center of gravity. That's all. All right, so far so good. So let us put that pole aside. Oops. Happens only in the virtual studio. All right, the C pose. And now the S pose, like I said, is similar to the C pose. So let me just duplicate Victoria number 2. Adjust my camera. Now the S pose is similar to the C pose. Let me just mirror that pose. It's still the C pose, all right, facing the other way. For the S pose to happen, all the model has to do is look the other way. All right. So there you go. She can look away, she can look high, and there you go, the S pose. So there you go, guys. The ICS poses. Now these poses are, you know, just the basics. These poses are supposed to be common knowledge to professional models. And the most dynamic pose there is the S pose. It has the most curvaceous line. The simplest pose is the I pose. All right, and the C pose. But the S pose, visually looks very appealing, more appealing. But it all depends on your shooting concepts. So there you go, folks. So let's highlight the eye pose. So this is the eye pose. That's the eye pose. All right. And now the C pose. Yeah, that's the C pose. And you have the S pose. Now, these poses are applicable to all sexes, and you can use them, together in tandem with a partner, and you can mix and match these poses to achieve other creative illustrative poses. All right, but that's for another episode. So that's all for now, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Fotowerks session. Bye-bye.